And then the Trinity, the Father, the Spirit, the Son, all working in tandem to say, this is the ministry. And the ministry was this. Amazingly, the ministry wasn't going to the temple, wasn't going into all the religious elites. And as we see here, even in the calling, and I think this is so important because what we're looking at this morning in Mark 1:16 through 20 is that this calling that changes a life. And I want you to understand that if God calls you to anything, it doesn't have to be, something huge, something major. Sometimes it's a minor obedience. But if you choose to accept that calling, tiny little increments, I'm going to tell you this, those callings, when God leads you and you walk in obedience, it will radically transform your relationship with God, your understanding of the word, and your ministries. And so as we come to this, I think it's just so important that all of a sudden we see this validation of who he is, the validation of the ministry, and the ministry is this. Keep in mind that Jesus came, as Mark 10:45 says, not to be served, but to serve and to give his life a ransom for many. Jesus comes on the scene not as this conquering king. He's going to do that in time. He's going to come back. But initially when he comes as the suffering servant. And Jesus showing us over and over again the ministry of being a servant. That was his ministry. He's going to serve literally to the point of death on the cross. Now, as we look to his ministry, immediately after we had those three witnesses, the Spirit drives Jesus into the wilderness, and he's there for 40 days, and he's tested by Satan. And as he's tested by Satan, keep in mind that the identity of Jesus being the Messiah, where the enemy was saying, since you are the Son of God, command these stones, serve yourself, feed your flesh, it's okay. You're hungry. You haven't eaten for 40 days. You deserve that. And Jesus, I may, but Scripture says man shall not live by bread alone. And so every temptation the enemy did to say, I want to throw off and I want to prove to you that he's not the one, that he's going to compromise. And Jesus says, I'm not going to compromise. And the enemy say, listen, I will give you all these kingdoms. You see, all the kings of the world, I will give them to you. You don't have to go through God's path. Take a shortcut. You don't have to go through suffering. You don't have to go through a path that leads through suffering. I will give it to you freely. Jesus, you don't understand. You love God, you serve him. And if God has a path that leads through suffering, then I know this. It's a good path. It's a right path.